Uh, Now I request Dr. P. Ratnakumar sir, Professor and Head of Department of Mechanical Engineering, to give a welcome speech. Sir, I will hand it over to the sir now.
Good afternoon, everyone. On the behalf of Mechanical Engineering Department, I extend a very warm welcome to all of you present here, and the guest lecture and the one-day webinar of guest lecture on manufacturing of railway passenger coaches in Indian Railways. First of all, I am very happy to welcome our chief guest, Dr. A. Velu, Chief Engineers, to welcome, sir.
Thank you.
I am very glad to welcome our internal participant, various external participants from various college, Mr. Mallikarjun, coordinator of these programs, faculty members, and my dear students. So I request all the participants to utilize this wonderful opportunity. I wish you make this function a grand success. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, Rashikrappa sir, Assistant Professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, sir will give a brief introduction about today's speaker.
Good afternoon, one and all.
Good afternoon.
It's my immense pleasure to introduce today's resource person, Dr. R. Velu sir. Sir is currently working as Chief Designer in Miss RVJ Techno Services, Chennai, Tamil Nadu. Here he has involved in product design, optimization of components required for foundry and auto industries. Also re-engineering the systems for which either replacement or if spares do not exist. Sir has completed his graduation from Institution of Engineers, AME, from Mechanical Stream in 1991. Masters in Engineering in Engineering Design course from Anna University, Chennai in 1997. He did his doctoral program from Dr. MGR Education and Research Institute, Chennai in 2014. Sir has worked in Indian Railways in various capacities and received various awards for his innovative work. Sir has published and presented many papers in reputed journals and international conferences. He has guided 4 research scholars for doctoral degree. This is a brief introduction of Dr. R. Velu sir. Thank you, sir, for being here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I am blessed. Thank you.
Now I request to continue the further session.
Yes, sir. Sir, can we start with the session now?
Yes. So I will present my screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we go now. This one share and type. Okay. So
It's visible.
Professor Mallikarjun, is my screen visible?
It's visible, sir. It's visible, sir.
Okay. Thank you, professors. Thank you, dear faculty, for having me as a resource person in this wonderful afternoon. Entro Mahanabhavulu, Andariki Navadanam, they used to tell in Telugu. So here, everybody is an enlightened one, or being enlightened one, or going to be an enlightened one. So for all of them, my humble greetings. So we'll start. So I extend my warm welcome to my junior engineers of the future. The topic that we are going to deliver is manufacturing of railway passenger coaches. Something out of this particular topic. Okay. And as such, for my junior engineers, you can make a note of the picture, which is visible on your bottom right corner. So you are all like sculpture, trying to sculpture yourself, whereas we people are facilitating you to be a sculpture. Okay, that is the only message I could give using this picture. Perhaps you can see this picture in cinema or Akshardham temple in Gujarat or Noida. Okay. So, and I have given my contact details here at any point of time, whatever doubt you are having regarding railways or regarding any other thing. If you write me, I will be very happy to answer within perhaps 1 or 2 days. So, we are in colleges, so we have to start with our outcome. At the end of this session, you'll be able to recall the various manufacturing processes that go into making of a railway passenger coach. Simple outcome. You will be recalling various processes. Already you would have gone through in your theory or in your practical courses in your engineering program that makes different components. Here, you are going to use those processes to make a railway passenger coach. That's a simple outcome. And before proceeding further, had it been face-to-face session, then you could have disturbed me at any point of time because I'll be otherwise going like a mail train. Okay, but now in this what you call online program, the chances are very less. So you can note down the slide number, which is conspicuously visible in the right bottom corner, and whatever doubt you are having, perhaps you can interact with me after 1 or 10 minutes or so. Around I have to tell by 15:15 we'll be having a discussion session, and after the discussion session, whenever it is over, you all will be free from me and I'll also be. Okay, so coming back to our topic, manufacturing. Since the title is manufacturing of railway passenger coaches, we should know everything about all the words that make the title. So manufacturing is a wonderful word. 80% of the energy is consumed only in manufacturing in the world. That is, it is creating something out of nothing, if you permit me to say so, for satisfying our needs. The word manufacturing, if you look into a proper dictionary or thesaurus, it will be telling you that man is factored in a material to make it as a product. Of course, a similar synonym is producing. Producing is from right from nothing, whereas manufacturing right from raw materials. That is the slight difference. Coming back to railway passenger coach, manufacturing is over and railway passenger coach. Everybody would have seen or traveled perhaps in a railway passenger coach. It's an entity to carry passengers, to carry human beings safely, speedily, and quickly. Okay, so that's why it is called as coach. The difference between traveling by a lorry or an Ashok Leyland bus and a railway coach are totally different. So railway passenger coach is an entity primarily used for carrying passengers, and you can have the difference if you compare a railway wagon. Nobody would like to travel by a wagon. Only one poor fellow, the guard, will be traveling in the last wagon of a goods train. It will be terribly difficult. Okay, but passenger coach is ultimately comfortable. The ride index you cannot compare with anything. So as such, before proceeding further, since we are going to see manufacturing of railway passenger coach, we will understand what are the subsystems or components in a passenger coach. Broadly, for discussion purpose, we will be having shell superstructure, that is something like our ribs and webs, and there will be one bogie that is called as carrying truck below the coach, and of course interior furnishing where we sit or sleep or eat. So these three make a particular railway coach. And now there are two types of bogies. Perhaps now we are slowly phasing out the ICF bogie. I will tell what is ICF, interval coach factory bogie, in a later slide. Now we are totally switching over to Fiat bogie. The expansion of Fiat is, of course, it is an Italian company, Fabbrica Italiana, the automobile terminal. Okay, you can see our old bogies. In colloquial parlance, bogie means a coach, whereas in technical parlance, bogie means a running truck. Okay, it supports the coach superstructure for properly traveling on the rail. Okay. If it is traveling on the road, then the next day it is news derailment. So now you can see how simply Fiat has made a bogie, and we are now, right from last year, Indian Railways is manufacturing for our passenger consumption only these types of bogies. Okay, these are slowly being phased out. Interior furnishing, everyone would have seen interior. Interior furnishing consists of fans, seats, windows, doors, etc., and flooring. Okay, here it is a chair car. Here it is an electric multiple unit that is running somewhere in Bombay or in Madras or Calcutta. And this is the pantry car. You would have read in newspapers, slowly Indian Railways is going to do away with the pantry cars. But without pantry car, you cannot imagine a train. But technology is changing, and everywhere we will be having eatables. So they are slowly doing away with the pantry car. But you can see wonderfully furnished pantry car, perhaps in your when you travel in a pantry car. Okay, there are three designs that we use that we have been using in our Indian Railways. First one is in Indian Railway Service Coach. These were used perhaps right from the first train that ran in India, in Bombay, up to perhaps 1970s. The design was purely British design, and you could have seen now some MG coaches are running somewhere in remote locations. It is purely riveted construction. Like, if you happen to see Howrah Bridge, entire bridge would be having a riveted construction. And in those days, railways did not believe in welding because welding was in its infancy. And a heavy underframe is something like we'll be having a chassis like an automobile, and we'll be constructing the coach superstructure over the chassis. So the body will be wooden body. You can see now perhaps it is only available in museum. The heavy underframe over which wooden body. What is the problem here? Since it is heavy, you will be having high power for hauling, and the speed will be obviously slow, and compartments less compartment. Imagine now you are having in Tamil Nadu Express or Karnataka Express, there will be 27 coaches. If you haul IRS coach, you can haul only around 13 or 14 coaches. And this one, next one is very important. In case of accident, one coach will be telescopically entering. That is, it will slide, it will enter in the other coach physically. So you can imagine what will happen to the people who are sitting in that particular coach. Okay, and since the coach is very heavy, the rail's life will be very much reduced. Okay, so these are the disadvantages of Indian Railway Service coach. Therefore, we have got a subsequent coach called as integral coach. Integral coach means the sidewall, roof, and underframe all will be completely welded. There is no chassis, there is no wooden body. All are steel and all will be welded together. It is something like a tube. Okay, that's why it is called as integral coach. Okay, the previous one is chassis built over which wooden coach was built. So here it is integral construction, and as such it is all welded construction. By 1950s, Indian Railway got a kind of confidence. Okay, let us go for welding rather than riveting. Riveting is a very cumbersome process, and slowly people wanted to leave riveting process also. And since it is all metal, light metal, the weight is very less, and the skin means the sheet, outer sheet will be always in tension. So even if you throw a what you call stone, the stone will be jumping out of it. It will not make a kind of impact on that. And then it was designed to go around 110 km/h. Then integral coach factory was established way back in 1950s. The third design, the design now is manufactured by all the manufacturing units of Indian Railways is LHB coach, Linke Hoffman Bosch coach. You can see previously I told FIE bogie and LHB coach. Yes, you are right. This coach is a combination of two designs. The superstructure design is LHB, whereas the bogie design, the under truck design is Italian. Okay. The advantage of this one, the LHB coach compared to ICF coach is enormously higher level of safety when compared to integral coach factory coach, ICF coach. The riding comfort will be very nice. Speed, it can run around 160 km/h operating speed, and weight is 10% less. That is around 35 tons. 10% means 3.5 tons less. And a longer coach. Longer coach means you will be having in ICF coach, you will be having perhaps 8 bays in AC coach. Here you will be having 9 bay. 1 bay means 8 seats. Okay, so you are having around 15 to 20% of extra space. And maintenance is of course very much reduced, and you can see the aesthetics has improved enormously. Okay, so these three types of coaches are running in Indian Railways. Okay, coming back to ICF, where these coaches are built, it is started, the Indian Coach Factory, ICF is started in 1955 by then Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru. And initially it was started for manufacturing only 100 third class coaches. You wouldn't have seen any third class coaches. But initially it was started for only 100 third class coaches. Okay. Now you can imagine 4,500 coaches, LHB of 50 types. So that much we have grown. Okay. Initially, when it was started, we were having cooperation with Switzerland. Then Switzerland gave a free design, because by then only we got our independence 1947, so we were then growing, so we got the design free. And perhaps this is the irony, even Germany also gave a design called as MAN design. You would have seen MAN truck, MAN truck, heavy duty trucks in India also, but due to certain reason we couldn't use that. But now again German only rescued us with their LHB coach. This LHB coach started coming in our Indian Railways in 1987 onwards. Okay. And from, as I told you, from last year onwards, Indian Railways is manufacturing only LHB coach and no ICF coach. So coming back to our production or manufacturing, we take input as sheets, plates, rods, and these rudimentary items, of course, paints. And we do only elementary operation. You can see shearing, bending, milling, welding, fitting, painting, and of course inspecting. No complicated activity like forging or broaching or something of that sort. Okay, only simple activity, because it is simply rail dabba, a sheet metal body. So the output is conventional passenger coaches or self-propelled coaches like electric multiple unit, diesel electric multiple units, special coaches like inspection cars, and so on. So, Integral Coach Factory here, it has a layout like this. And you would have studied in your engineering that we are having different types of layouts: product layout, process layout, combined layout. Okay. ICF uses all types of these layouts, and that's why it is called as hybrid layout or combined layout. At one side, raw materials enter, and the raw materials are getting processed. Slowly it moves, and finally, when it comes out, it will be railway passenger coach. Here inside the factory, you can see all types of layouts, whether it is a line layout or product layout, cellular layout, process layout, or fixed posting layout, office layout, retail layout for canteen, something like we use in malls, and so on. Okay, so that is a layout by which Indian Railways manufacture any railway passenger coach in Madras Integral Coach Factory. So major operations are very simple. Since it is sheet metal, or either light sheet metal or plates, we use shearing and single bending or double bending, edge preparing, welding, drilling, and fitting. Only that much. Okay. So you could have seen there will be around 3,000 components in a railway passenger coach, but mostly only these operations make the entire coach. You would not be believing, but that is the reality. Okay, the coach might be appearing so big and so much complicated, but using these right from the scratch, we make the coach. And the sheet metal shop, we use sheets, and we use shears for cutting. Now, previously we were using mechanical shear, and slowly technology is going, as you know. Now we use CNC laser shear that we'll be seeing later, and we'll be pressing it into different shapes. We'll be using welding for what you call joining the sheets, and then we entered for laser cutting and automatically seam welding, and so on and so forth. Previously, you know, we used to transport sheets, cut sheets in lorries, but now you would have seen in trucks, very big rolls will be coming. So you will cut for 23 meters, there will be no joint. But previously, you cannot transport 23-meter long sheets. So you have to have either 8 feet or 10 feet, something like that. Then for 23 meters, there will be 4 or 5 joints. And you know, joints are very dangerous. Boundaries are very dangerous. There only the failure starts. But now this is one what you call development. We are using cut to length sheet and cut to length machine, and thereafter, if you want, you will build using laser. Okay. And this is a typical what do you call typical bay. a factory will be having sheds or shops, and shops will be having bays, and bay will be having so many workstation. Here you can see now we are using only laser cutting, and if you can cut, you can use the same laser for welding also with slight modification. And we use, as I told you, we get sheets in rolls and we cut for our whatever length requirement. And here you can see this length is around 21 meters. Okay, so the other side there will be the road, and when it is it is hauled, and as per the length we will cut, and then we will process. There will not be any joint in between. Wherever it is not avoidable, then only we will use. Again, the welding also, manual welding is predominantly reduced. We have switched over for robotic welding and laser welding, plasma welding, and so on, something like that. This is the you have seen the outer structure where you can see a laser cutting machine. Interior will be like this. So sheets will be processed here, and as per the profile of the operation needed, the head will be shearing or welding as per the requirement of yours. This is the interior portion of this particular machine. So then similar operation, we are having plasma. Laser predominantly is used for sheets up to 5 mm here, whereas plasma is used for heavy duty plates. It can be even done otherwise, but we have been using like that. And of course, nowadays we are using robotic spot welding. As such, sheet metal Savari dibba is sheet metal item. So you need not weld continuous weld. It will be only spot weld or seam weld. Wherever for the roof, it should be continuously welded. For side wall and other places, it will be spot welded. This robo is used for spot welding. And a shell is made using 2 side walls, 2 end walls, 1 under frame, and 1 roof. There are only 4 items: side wall, end wall, under frame, and roof. Okay, so here under frame is made in this particular shop called as under frame fabrication shop. Here heavy channels only for side channels, and these sheets will be corrugated. Everything will be manufactured in a fixture. See, we are manufacturing around 4,500 coaches, so we cannot measure and do. You would have studied in your production technology, fixtures are used to improve the productivity. Okay, so we use channels, plates, and final output is end product is under frame. You can see in the subsequent slide. So we we initially keep the channel 2 side channels, and thereafter we weld all the cross channels. Thereafter you can see the corrugated sheet. Corrugated sheet is strong in your strength of materials you would have studied. We don't use plain sheet. We have corrugated it so that their strength will be increased because section modulus is increased. That is elementary strength of materials. Okay. So we just fix it in the fixture, and subsequently wherever welding is needed, we just weld. You can see this is the under frame fabrication shop bay. Okay. You can see the top portion, and this is one side end of the coach and the other end of the coach. In between you can see the channels are light and there are no heavy duty items like this. The purpose is in the end you will be having doorway, and doorway is a weakest section in a coach. Whenever 2 coaches collide, doorways will be crushed. So in order to avoid excessive crushing, you are having at the end of the coaches heavy duty frames. And the second thing is you will be connecting the coupler here at the end. So the coupler will be transferring the haulage force throughout the body to the next coach also. That is the second reason why the end is having very heavy metal, whereas in between the coach, the structure is not that much heavy. Okay. So this is the first step of the construction of underframe, and you can see almost finished underframe. That is, it is inverted. This is the bottom portion. When you look from the from the earth, it will look like that. Of course, here we have rotated it using our fixture for finishing it. So a completed underframe will be looking like that. In this slot, you will be fixing something called as coupler. It is a kind of American design. Center buffer coupler. You cannot see buffers here like old coaches. Only one coupler will be there, which is capable of transferring around 150 tons without breaking. So now we have come to, that is, we have made the underframe. Now you can see here the end wall as well as the side wall. You can see the windows in the side wall. Okay, this is one side and this is the other side of the side wall. Okay, here again, what are the raw materials? Sheets to cover and ribs and webs. All are only sheet items bent. Okay, to our requirement. So that is why, since we are making using sheets of 2 mm or 3 mm or not more than 5 mm, the coach is light in weight. If you use 10 mm plate or 15 mm, 20 mm, then we will be having, instead of railway coach, we will be having only a ship hull, which is very heavy, and only 5 coaches will be running in Kerala Karnataka Express. Okay. So sub-assemblies of sidewalls are completed in the sidewall end wall shop. We will see again, it is similar process, a similar way. You can see there underframe will be continuously welded, whereas here it is skip welded or spot welded. You can see a complete fixture for making the sidewall. Okay, there are 2 fixtures over which you will you will place the frames and you will be welding, and you will be finally placing the sheets and skip welding or spot welding. You can see people are working there. This is the complete jig or fixture. It is fixture over which we will place the longitudinal channel, cross channel, and then place the sheet and finally weld, and you will be having this particular output called as side wall as well as end wall. Okay. And now we are coming to fabrication of roof. Fabrication of roof, there are 2 different types, as we told. Old is ICF, you can see a plain roof. Okay. Whereas now we are making LHB coach that will be having a corrugated roof. As we have told in some previous slide, corrugated sheet will be having enormous strength compared to plain roof. Okay, here again the raw materials are sheets, angles, channels, ribs, and so on. And the fixture, you can see the diameter of the fixture is, what is that? 4 meter diameter and 22 meter long. Okay, there will be 5 or 6 circular ribs like this, over which we will place the longitudinal frame and the crossbars and so on and so forth. And finally, we will place the sheet and we will make. Here you can see, initially we have provided only the structure, shell structure. Thereafter, we will cover it with the sheets to make a complete roof. Now let us see. You can see, you could have observed the difference between the previous roof and this roof. The previous roof, the sheet is plain, whereas here the sheet is corrugated. And please keep in your mind, in integral coach, even the roof takes some of the load of the contents. Okay, whereas in our wooden body coaches or buses, only the chassis will have the load. The sidewall and roof will not be having the load. Whereas in tubular construction or integral coach construction, even the roof has to take the load. That is why you can see the corrugation. And you could have seen the fixture over which you will be placing the ribs inside and place the sheet, tighten with the band, and then do the continuous welding. Because in the roof, there will be continuous welding. Otherwise, when it rains, you will have shower inside the coach. And you can see the roof fabrication in a detailed way here, starting of the roof, and finally when it goes, we have completed here. You can see cross rails or cant rails. Cant rail will be longitudinal rail, and car lines will be cross lines. They will build, and finally they will place the sheet, and finally roof will be complete. Okay. Excuse me. Now we have made underframe. We have made sidewall, end wall, we have made roof, and now all the 4 assemblies, sub-assemblies should be brought together, and you have to make a shell body like this. Okay, so all are brought, and skin tensioning I will tell later a little bit what is that. So we will be having a very big fixture like this, which can accommodate an entire coach. Okay, so what we will do, we will fix, now it is like this. So we will fix the underframe first in the bottom. We will place two side walls in each side and two end walls, and finally we will place the roof, and we will throw the 22-meter length. Here only manual welding is done because it is practically difficult for making any robotics welding or similar sorts of welding. Here is excuse me. Here is the what do you call manual welding very much used. Of course, since you are making for entire length, even if you are not going to have a kind of sound welding, still it doesn't matter. Whereas for the all details, robotics are used, and laser or similar advanced weldings are used. Okay. So after keeping all these subcomponents in the body assembly fixture, they will weld. After completing, they will lift the shell for further processing. You can see here one more thing has to be noted is the underframe main structure will be of high strength carbon steel, something like Corten steel, Corten, C-O-R-T-E-N. It is very high strength steel, corrosion resistant, copper pickled, and aluminum filled. It will be very, it will take a quite long time for corrosion. Whereas the shell superstructure is of stainless steel. One can ask, sir, why can't we use stainless steel also in the underframe? Even if we use stainless steel, it is very difficult to bring corresponding strength. And normal steel, it is very easy to fabricate when the thickness is around 15 mm also. Whereas if you take stainless steel of 10 mm plate, it is very difficult to fabricate. That is why we adopt Corten steel, high resistant, corrosion resistant, high tensile Corten steel for underframe, whereas stainless steel for the other structure called as sidewall, end wall, as well as roof. Underframe is predominantly of only carbon steel, whereas the floor is only corrugated stainless steel. Okay, and this is moved for lowering. And I have told something called as skin tensioning. The entire body is made up of sheets. Sheets of thickness 1.6 mm or 2 mm, not more than 2 mm. As such, sheets, if you are not properly dealing with it, will be having sagging or denting or something of that sort. And when it is having dent, then the strength carrying capacity or load carrying capacity will be reduced. So what they will do, they will heat and they will prevent the contraction. So the skin will be, that is the sheet will be always under tension. Something like you are stretching a rubber sheet and keeping as such. If somebody is pressing the center and leave it, automatically again the sheet structure will be restored. Something like that. Previously we used to heat it using the hammer. Now all these things we use some magnet, and in the magnet there will be holes. It will be heating, and when you charge the magnet, it will prevent the contraction. Thus, tensioning will take place, and the body of the coach will be very plain and stiff. Even if, as I told, even if you hit a stone, perhaps in Nagpur side, we can face that problem. If you cross Nagpur, you don't know where from the stone will come, something like that. No, it's only strangers. So if they hit, the stone will be bumping off. It will not make any damage, any considerable damage to the coach. That's why skin tensioning is needed. And one more point, as I told, all the components, sidewall, end wall, roof, as well as underframe are sharing the load of the coach. Therefore, when the sidewalls or sheets are under tension, it will be comfortable to transfer the load. That is the concept of skin tension. Okay, so all along we have seen the rail dibba ready for further processing. Now we should have the bogie, which we are going to see how it is made. So this is old ICF bogie. We have seen in the opening slides itself, but these are nowadays not made. Previously we used to have CO2 welding. Now no more CO2. Bogie frames. The entire bogie frame is new, so we don't use any of the fixtures. But as such, to check, so many dimensions will be there. So we'll be checking using gauges. Okay. And now instead of old ICF design, we are making yet bogie design. You see, Here, how complicated it is, how many rectangles, how many channels, and so on and so forth. But here only two side channel, and two side channels are connected by two circular frames in between. Only four pieces, and that is why the ride comfort of LHB coach is far superior than our ICF coach. Of course, the technology is new. It is something like comparing your Tata bus or Leyland bus with your Volvo bus. Volvo bus is latest design, whereas Ashok Leyland and Tata design are little bit old. Okay, so the completed bogie frame will be like this. This is a solid model, and this is a real one. Okay, we will be seeing how this is made again from plates and sheets only. Very simple. You can see we will cut the plates into required sizes, and there should not be any bend, so the plates will be straightened faster, because as such bogies only support the entire load of the coach, and it is going to travel, it's going to help the coach to travel. If there is any problem in the bogie, it will be having catastrophic consequences. The accidents will just like that happen if the bogie is not proper. So we have to be very cautious, and we have to be quality conscious, and you have to be strictly adhering to the quality when you manufacture bogie. If you during the manufacturing of shell, you can accommodate some improper quality also. That it's not that we can make defective shell, but you can accommodate. Whereas bogie, as far as bogie is concerned, you have to have something like extremely high quality, because this is going to be the running member and load bearing member, entire load bearing member. So the plates have to be straightened, and then we will be bending it to the required shape. Like in our opening slide, we have seen single bending, double bending, and so on. After bending, we will be welding something like that. So press brake for bending. We will be having template how to bend the sheets. You can see a template here. You can see the shape of the frame itself, and then you can see the shape of the what do you call flange of the bogie frame. Okay. Can you see here? So it will be here. We will have one bend. Here the second one, third one, fourth one, and fifth one. So everything will be bent in this press brake, and handling. You can see the handling crane here using computer numerically controlled all those things. So uh, it can be even what do you call manipulated in whichever way you want. So this is one of the advanced machines ICF is having for making the bogie side. And after that, we will be have when you are welding thick plates, roughly say 6 mm or 8 mm or 10 mm, just like that, if you weld, welding will not be stronger. What we have to do, we have to do edge preparation, for which we are having a separate machine for edge milling itself. It will be, since we are doing for mass manufacturing, we cannot provide for each and everything. We are having a specialized edge milling operation, and the plates, you can see it is around 15 mm thickness, 16 mm to be more precise. You can see how the edge is made. Okay. The edge, you are having curve shape, because we have seen in the bogie frame two circular bars, crossbar. So that will be coming here, and the two, you will be butting two plates, and you will be welding. So if there is no edge preparation, the welding will not be up to the mark. Here you can see the plates will be coming, the bent plates will be coming from the sheet metal shop, where it will be assembled on a fixture, and thereafter we will be welding. So it is the assembly fixture over which you can see the dished portion of the bogie frame. You can see here. After fixing, we will start doing the welding. Okay, here you would have seen, you can see the welding, and in whichever way you want, you can manipulate. If you rotate the wheel, or if you switch on the motor, you can rotate in whichever orientation you want, because you have to weld on all the four sides. On all the four sides, the welding should be sound and quality. So you will be using a welding manipulator to fabricate the frames. You can see here again in different views. This is one side frame, and this is the second one. Afterwards, here it will be connected using two circular bars. So these are all assembly fixtures. In whichever way you can manipulate, you want to manipulate, you can. And finally, they have completed the welding also, and it is ready for moving to the subsequent stage of manufacturing. You can see here the robotics robo is used for welding. Here it will weld here. Thereafter, you will be having two tables. At one table, when it is processing, The other table you can load because you need not wait for what you call loading and unloading. It will improve your productivity. So since it is a load bearing member, as we have told so many times, it has to be properly welded. So all the weldings have been carried out by only robo, and the welding is checked for 100% quality. Okay, no more manual welding is permitted in our what is that, bogie frames. And you can see a specimen photograph for robotic welding. Here, this is again the one subsystem of the bogie. Finally, you have made two side bars and you are attaching two cross bars or tubes. Okay, once these are all welded, the entire bogie frame is complete. Okay, you can see again this is one. You will place the frame here, one more frame here. Everything will be having predetermined dimension, shape, fitting, and all those things. That is the advantage of fixture. And finally, you will be providing the two crossbars, and you will be welding, and the entire bogie frame assembly is completed. You will take it to the next stage, inspection. And you know there are so many welds, and you don't know which weld is of what quality. So what we will do in order to ascertain 100% the quality of the weld, we will go for dye penetrant testing of vital joints. You know, this portion of the bogie frame will be having enormous load. It's something like a cantilever. So you can see the color of the dye. And this thing you would have studied in your metrology and measurement or testing, how dye penetrant is used for ascertaining micro cracks or pores or whatnot of those defects and disorders. So it is tested for all the bogies are tested using dye penetrant test, and then it is after dye penetrant it is simply just kept, and it will be having some rust and so on and so forth. So as such you cannot paint because it is not blasted. And one more reason for blasting is short blasting is it will relieve the welding stresses also. What we will do, we will take it to a blasting chamber, we will seal it inside, and we will blast some 5 mm diameter spherical shots. Okay, it will be impinging for at certain velocity for some 10 minutes or so, and finally there won't be any rust or dirt or something of that sort, and it will also relieve, as you would have studied in heat treatment, it would have also relieved most of the welding related stresses, and the blasted bogie frame will be very pure and it is ready for painting. Otherwise, again, it will have rust in no time. So after blasting, immediately we will take and we will dip into the red oxide. Finally, we will have the red oxide epoxy anti-corrosive painted bogie frame. As such, again, I emphasize, since it is the load bearing and running member, we have to take care of it more than we take care of our body parts. That is why. So after this particular paint, corrosive resistant epoxy red oxide paint of some sort, for 75 micron thickness, we again paint, again dip. We dip the entire assembly in a paint, paint tank. This is a kind of rubberized paint. For 200 microns, we paint the entire thing. Then we take it, we dry it, and the frame is ready for further processing. Okay, so shell is ready, bogie frame is ready. Now we have to make wheels. Okay, because wheel has to be fitted on the bogie so that it rolls on. We get wheels from outside, perhaps in our country, wheel and axle, Yelahanka, Bangalore, or in Hungary and Bulgaria somewhere. And for our consumption, what to do? We initially bore the inner boss of the wheel using specialized milling machine. We turn the axle. Again, we get it from wheel and axle plant. We turn the axle. We press the axle into wheel, and we make uniform diameter using a special wheel turning lathe. The entire wheel and axle assembly will be turned, and both the wheels diameter should not vary more than 0.5 mm. The diameter of the wheel is around 1000 mm, and here also it should be 1000 mm. Otherwise, you will be finding so many difficulties in running the train, running the coach. So after making the wheel and the axle into one piece, we will fix a double what do you call a spherical roller bearing, double row spherical roller bearing of self-alignment type. There will be 2 rows of spherical roller bearing because the weight of the coach is around 40 tons, so we have to have a reliable bearings. There will be 2 rows and the balls will be spherical balls. They will be aligning themselves. After fitting the bearing, we will be housing it in the housing case. Here you can see. Finally, you will be having a fit wheel and axle set for our consumption. This wheel will be going and we will be fitted into our this frame. Okay. So next, of course, whether it is ICF bogie or LHB bogie, we should have springs. There is no springs. It is something like traveling on a tractor. You would have traveled by a bus or your bike, or you would have traveled on a tractor. What is the difference in traveling? Both. A tractor will not have springs, so each and every shock that is given by the road will be suffered by you. So spring shock, here you will be having bars and you will be feeling it because it should be of exact diameter, and you will be turning it to the relevant diameter, grinding the surface because a spring, if you would have seen studied in design, the spring is very sensitive in the what do you call in the skin. There is any small crack or dent or something of that sort in the spring skin, immediately in single cycle it will break. So you will have grinding, and then you will prepare the edge so that you will hold, you will heat it, and you will coil it. You can see red hot material is being coiled, and it is heat treated because there will be enormous stress during coiling. It is heat treated, painted, and grouped. Stiff spring or weak spring, soft spring, like that. It is grouped and different colors. You can see yellow, green, blue. Birds of same feather flock together, something like that. Springs of equal strength will be grouped and it will be provided, and finally it is tested and spring will be out, and these springs will be used for our bogie fitment. Okay, so spring is there, wheel is there, frame is there, and now we have made the entire bogie. Spring is fitted, wheel is fitted, spring here also you can see there are 3 springs in your side and 3 other. So finally the bogie is there and it is tested whether it can withstand 20 tons. Because a coach weight is 40 tons, one bogie has to withstand 20 tons. We will be testing whether it can withstand 20 tons. Otherwise, then we have to do all the other things. Now the entire shell will be moved to one place called as grid blasting shop. Okay, it will be sent into the shop and it will be prepared. Grid blasting is something like preparatory stage for painting. You will do that and apply the paint. I mean, you will apply the putty, and then automatically using automated painting plan, you will paint with different colors. The roof will be painted here. We are painting roof using gray color and body is using green color, whatever color you want. And finally, it will be taken to one more place called a swan, where the paint will be dried. You need not wait for 2 days or 3 days till the paint is dried. It will be dried artificially in 6 or 8 hours. A coach will be thoroughly painted and dried. Okay, and then finally you will lower the completed coach on 2 bogies. Okay, so that is done in the place called as lowering and wheeling shop. The entire superstructure is placed on 2 bogies. Then the various key dimensions will be checked. The coach also will be checked for a rainwater test. Otherwise, you cannot do interior furnishing, and it will be dispatched. Now it is a completed shell. You have to carry out furnishing activities. It will be moved for furnishing shop. And in furnishing shop, shell shop, the raw materials we have seen different plates, rods, sheets, and so on. Whereas in furnishing shop, raw materials, what are the raw materials? As such, any manufacturing process, we should know raw materials, we should know the processes, and we should know the end product. Right? In furnishing shop, the raw materials will be flooring sheet, whether it is wooden sheet or aluminum sheet. You will be having lavatories, so plumbing and lavatory fittings. You will be having windows and doors. And if there are AC coaches, roof insulation, ceiling, ducts, AC ducts, and so on. And of course, finally, we will be paneling it with using laminated plywood sheets or even stainless steel sheets, or nowadays we use FRP, fiber reinforced plastic panels, ready-made panels, like we find in our aeroplanes. Okay. Of course, we are nowadays going for aluminum sheets, all aluminum body coach also that is being made as a trial run. Okay. Finally, we need seats and berths for sitting and sleeping. And keeping luggage, we will be having stainless steel luggage racks. So all these things are raw materials for furnishing. And when the shell is entering from one side of the furnishing shop and it leaves one side, it enters a shell, and when it goes out, it will be a completed furnished coach. So there will be around 10 stages. When the shell is moving each stage, the first stage we will be doing flooring, thereafter again aluminum checkered sheet, plumbing, lavatory works will be carried out. Windows, there will be 2 windows, and for whatever types of doors we will fit, we will provide the ceiling insulation so that the entire sun heat will not be coming inside. For AC coaches, again ducting work, and so on and so forth. And finally, we will fixing the seats, berths, and luggage racks. And now the shell would have been transformed into a wonderful coach. Okay, so that the entire things will be carried out in the shop called as furnishing shop. And finally, we should have the lettering. Nowadays, we use stickers. We don't go for painting. We stick, and so many letters and symbols. The stickers are done, and the coach is ready for next stage. And finally, you can run the coach at 160 kilometer per hour very easily, but you should know how to stop it. Otherwise, the next day morning, there will be newspaper fitting on you that there is a railway accident. Okay, this is old type of coach, ICF coach. You can see the brake block here directly clasping on the wheel. Okay, here this is the air brake cylinder which will give the force for the brake block to clasp the wheel. Okay, here I have shown you the line sketch. The brake cylinder is here. You will supply compressed air through brake linkages. The brake block will clasp the wheel. Okay. The problem here is if each and every time you brake, the wheel, which is a very load bearing member, will be worn. Okay. Finally, whether the wheel is worn by carrying you or not, it will be worn by continuous braking. And wheel is, as I told, an imported item, very costly item. So slowly they thought, and finally, we have got caliper brake or your disc brake in your Pulsar or whatever new cars, new bikes, killing bikes. All those bikes you can see disc brake. Here also we have provided the disc brake. So when the braking is happening, the wheels will be not that much worn. Okay, only the brake caliper brakes and disc will be worn, that you can very easily replace, which are very cheap also. This is Fiat type, the latest type of bogie, and this is the old type of bogie. So the brakes will be checked for their functionality. Here I have shown for comparison and the solid model how the caliper brake will be just applying on the disc. Okay. This is obsolete, anyhow will not be worried about that. You can see how simply the frame is. You can compare the entire bogie also. Here you are having 2 crossbar which will be making a hell of a lot of trouble when it is moving. And here one point to notice, your coach, when it is moving on the rails, it is not moving on a straight line. It is moving like a snake. We used to call it a sinusoidal motion. So when there is crossbar, there will be enormous load on the bogie. That's why riding comfort in old coaches is less, whereas in new coaches very good. You see here there is no crossbar, only this is inside, and this is the matching frame in the coach. So the riding comfort increased because of the simplicity of the Fiat coach. Okay, Fiat bogie, and you can see the disc. The disc is used for braking, and now and henceforth all the bogies will be only using the disc brake, and they will not be having block brake. Of course, in our Chennai Metro Rail Limited latest, we are using both the types combined, because as such metro rail will be traveling faster and braking faster. So in order to brake, we use combined brakes of both the things. Okay. And after all those things, you you have got the completed coach. The bogie is here, running truck is here. You are having what you call water tanks and the windows, AC windows, wonderful doors and a dish in hand this thing, and a toilet, the corrugated roof, and continuously proper what you call rainwater gutter. Rainwater will not fall here. If it falls here, then you cannot see through the windows. So it is a completed course. We have started from the sheet metal shop, and finally we have received the raw materials as sheets, plates, rods, and of some sort, and we made a shell. For shell, we were having 4 subcomponents: under frame, roof, sidewall, end wall. We have assembled it to form a dibba, and then we started taking plates, heavy duty plates, and springs and wheels. We made the bogie, and we lowered the bogie. I mean, we lowered the shell on the bogie. We grid blasted the entire thing. We painted. We have dried, and we moved the entire shell to furnishing section, where in the furnishing section we fitted all the furnishing items like flooring, panels, seats, berths, and electrical fittings. And finally, we have arrived at our completed course. Okay, so in this perhaps 50 minutes or 55 minutes session, roughly 1 hour session, we have seen 3 different designs of Indian Railway coaches. First one is IRS type, Indian Railway standard coach, which is very heavy and which suffered enormous human loss due to telescoping one coach entering into the other coach. And the second design, integral coach, which is donated by Switzerland, and started from 1955, and it will be running still for some 20 years or so, but manufacturing is stopped. The third type of coach, LHB coach with the Fiat bogie, which we got our technology transfer in 1983 or 1984, and now it is only manufactured around 4,500 coaches in Madras alone. We manufacture all are of LHB type, and so 3 types of coaches. We have seen the designs, and we have seen a layout, typical layout of a coach manufacturing factory, which is a hybrid layout, combination of product, process, fixed position, whatnot, all the types of layouts. And finally, we have seen very elementary manufacturing processes like shearing, bending, edge preparation, welding, drilling, and finally fitting. Thereafter, painting of railway passenger coaches. Okay, thus we have made our railway passenger coaches. Okay, so now it is for any clarification or doubt. Perhaps if you are not having any clarification related to this one, I will also clarify what are the opportunities or work avenues, any what you call jobs related things, whatever you want, you can ask. Okay, and that's it from my side, Professor. So we have come to what you call question and answer session. If the kids are having anything.
Yeah, sir. Shakti Shavanan is asking one question, sir. Sir, how many days to produce one compartment from raw material to finished goods?
You are having 40 types of coaches, I have told. General unreserved coach will take around 18 days to 20 days, whereas AC coach may take around 1 month.
AC coaches will take 1 month.
Will take 1 month.
Other participants, if you have any queries or doubts, I can ask to the speaker. Others, whoever having the doubts related to manufacturing of coaches, please ask the questions or the queries.
And perhaps after a sumptuous meals, everybody would have been wobbling motion of their heads. Don't worry, I'll be sharing the entire slide to your professors, and you can go through at any point of time. Perhaps you can ask afterwards also. Something like this happened 2 months before when I presented a similar lecture to Bangladesh University. On that particular day, not a single person opened their mouth. But after 2 days, I got around a dozen of queries. Okay, so you can write. I have anyhow given my contact details also. email or WhatsApp or something of that sort. Okay.
Yes, sir. I have either contact email ID also, sir, number also. If
Yeah,
anything
yes,
is
it is there in the opening slide. I am, what do you call, I am showing it on the screen once again. Okay.
yes, okay.
So this
Okay.
is the contact mail ID as well as my visit. Perhaps in one working day, certainly I used to answer to all my junior engineers' queries because when they are having doubt, they cannot proceed further. It is something like a
Yes.
nail on the tire. Till you remove the nail, you cannot proceed. Something like that.
Okay, participants, do you have any doubts or queries?
And if you, now ICF is permitting in a week 3 days, so you can visit after getting permission. It's easy to get permission nowadays. If you plan to visit Madras this one and some Ashok Leyland or some other factories, you can visit once. You know, in 1955 it was a model factory. Now also it is something like that. Okay.
Oh,
So what
yes.
I visit.
Sir, I think nobody is having any doubts.
Okay.
Queries, sir.
Okay,
So,
then.
sir, now I request Professor Pradeep, sir, Assistant Professor from Mechanical Department, to give out of thanks.
Hello. Yes, I'm Pradeep Kumar. Good afternoon, all. This is the best thing and beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt by heart. Thank you is one such prayer among them. On behalf of Navodaya Institute of Technology, I consider it a great privilege to propose a vote of thanks to all dignitaries who have witnessed it as a memorable and a successful event. The manufacturing of railway passenger coaches in Indian Railways, organized by our Department of Mechanical Engineering, in association with Mr. and Mrs. RBJ Technology Service, Tamil Nadu. First and foremost, I would like to thank Lord Almighty to make this webinar as a successful event. Thank you. At the outset, I thank you, our chief guest and a resource person, Dr. R. Velu, Chief Design Engineer, the RVJ Technology Service, Tamil Nadu. We are really enlightened with your knowledge and presence. Thank you. Thank you very much. And we are thankful to our honorable founder, the Navodaya Education Trust, Sri Rajendra Reddy, yes, for constant supporting and encouraging to conduct these kind of events. Thank you, sir. Start where you are and use what you have, do what you can. These inspiring words are always says our principal. I would like to thank you to our principal, Dr. M.B. Mallikarjuna, for his enthusiastic support. We inspire from you, sir. Thank you. I thank you to head of the department, Dr. Ratnakumar P, for a constant support. We will ever remain grateful to you, and we thank you for being with us today, sir. Thank you, sir. A special thanks to the Mr. Mallikarjuna B, the coordinator of this program, who have constantly done to make this program as a successful. And a heartfelt thanks to our organizing committee and the teaching and non-teaching staff for the unflinching support and coordination. Thank you, thank you. And our heartfelt thanks to our students and active participants. With these warm words and a kind message, we move to the end of today's seminar. Even thank you and all the best. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, Pradeep, sir, for a wonderful vote of thanks. Sir, Naga Nagendra, it's already.
Somebody has asked my mail ID and
yes.
phone. You can share them. And
Okay, sir.
if the program is not recorded, perhaps I may send my PPT also to you so that you can share to them. Once they go on their own pace, slowly, they may get some doubt perhaps. That in a later date.
This program is recorded, sir. That link I will send it in the group.
Okay. So somebody was asking, send Velu Ramasamy this thing,
Yeah,
phone
sir,
number
yes.
and yes, so you can share. That is not an issue at
Sir,
all.
please share your that presentation, sir, so that I can send it to
Yes,
the group.
yes. I'll send you through mail. Okay.
Yeah, sir. If any queries are
Sir,
there, yes.
Yes. Yes, sir.
sir, good afternoon, sir. Velu Ramaswamy, sir.
Yes, sir. Simply Velu. Ramasamy is my father's name. I'm just Velu. That's it. Yes, sir. Very good afternoon.
Velu, sir,
Go ahead,
good
please.
afternoon, sir.
Yes,
This is
go ahead,
Professor
sir.
Nagendra Akula from
Yes.
St. Peter's Engineering College, Hyderabad, sir.
Yes. Yes, sir. Nice, sir.
Sir, one doubt, sir, I have. Are you tested Godersman stress line, sir? Solderman's, Goderman's stress line, sir. When that frame,
No. See, we got the entire technology, and as
Sir.
such, we don't test to micro level. You know, like our academicians do. Soderbergh or Goodman or Gerber's parabola, all those things. Na, we don't
Yes, sir.
do anything of that sort because it is already proven and frozen design by Fiat.
Okay, sir. Okay. Right, sir. Thank you, sir. I want your email ID and as well as phone number, sir. I only asked your on chat box.
Oh, yes. Anyhow,
Yes,
I
sir.
have
Anyhow,
shared with the
your
professor.
lecture is very inspiring, sir. Very informative.
Thank you very much, sir.
I have some of doubts, sir.
Yes, please you can write, sir.
In this stage, sir.
Yes,
I will
sir,
ask
you can.
through mail and I will ask through your phone, sir.
Yes,
Thank
Professor,
you.
I'll be very happy to answer. I'll be
From-
very happy to answer.
Yeah, sir.
Yes,
sir.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
sir, not
Thank
sir. I
you.
will send you the information, which are contact information to you, sir. Okay. Yes, sir. Anyone else who want to share their experience in here? You can share now.
Yes, perhaps one single negative feedback, sir. You were what do you call talking very faster, and you are running like Rajdhani train, so making sound but not at all of any use. And you sang a good lullaby, Chanda hai tu, mere suraj hai tu, something like that. Because I am also growing from 12 years young to 13 years. So I will be using this information for next upcoming classes. As such, I am also a professor for 8 years now.
Yeah, sir. The session was very wonderful, so it's very informative. I think there is no what you call negative feedback and all, sir. It's very good, sir. Yeah. Any of you want to talk about the what you call related session? You can speak up. Anyone, if you want.
Sir, in springs we used, no, sir, in that frame.
Yes.
Those springs are related to closely coiled helical springs, sir.
Yes. No, it's open coiled.
Open coiled.
Now it is open coiled. Previously, for ICF coaches, it was closely coiled.
Okay.
Whereas here it is only one coil or two coils. Whereas in
Okay.
previously it was around 15 or 16.
Okay, sir.
So now slowly we have phased out the integral coach factory design, ICF design. We are totally into Fiat design. And in Fiat design also, you would have seen in our opening slide,
Okay, sir.
yes, we are using air spring also. Okay.
Right.
Air spring, perhaps you would have seen in the initial screens. Air spring, we have done away with the coil spring, metal spring.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes,
to that
sir.
extent, we are slowly progressing. So hereafter,
Sir, if there is any shock will be there. So what is that cycle time?
shock cycle time.
Yes, sir.
No, I'm afraid.
Whenever, suppose if you are crossing that bogie, so one way to another way, say that. Okay, it is going to be crossing. At the time, shock will occur, sir. There is no doubt on that.
Yes.
Okay, then what is that cycle time? If you know that, just little bit.
Again, it varies dynamically. A coach which is running around 145 km/h.
Yeah.
If you are having a joint of say 4 mm or 3 mm, and now that too is slowly phased out, we are having continuously welded rail. You would have observed in so many cases,
Yes, sir.
there won't be any joints. So if we calculate, it will be in terms of some nanoseconds. As such, I'm not that much.
Yeah, yeah, sir. Yeah, yeah,
It will
yeah.
be in terms of nanoseconds.
Yes, sir. That is the very most important thing is there. When that crossing that second is that most important
Yes,
that area,
nanoseconds.
sir.
Yes, and
Earlier,
slowly
it
that's
was there, the gap will be there, sir. Earlier.
yes.
So yes, sir. I am also observing when that track.
Now it is
So,
continuously welded
it
rail.
was reduced, or else they are going to welding.
Yes, continuously welded rail.
Communication they are
CWL.
using, sir.
It will be for 10 kilometers long. The one
Yeah, yeah.
rail will be 10
I am not
kilometers long.
observed, sir.
And
That thing
you
I
will
am
be
not
having
observed.
thermal what you call joint. For 10 kilometers means when
Yeah.
it is expanding due to thermal stresses, it may expand for 2 centimeter also. So you would have observed the joint, it will be sliding. Okay, something like lap joint, it will be sliding in the joint. There also you will not be having any gap in order to have this jumping.
Okay, sir.
Technologically, we are also improving.
Okay, sir. Okay. Very nice, sir. Very informative. So many doubts are there, sir. I want to clear through.
Yes, you can just
phone number, sir.
Jot down, sir. Professor, jot down all your doubts. I will be definitely clarifying to your fullest satisfaction. Pleasure will be mine.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, anyone? Any queries still? Yeah, sir. Okay, so I think there is no queries now. Can we stop this? Means we'll finish.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Next
you, sir.
time,
It's
and
very
I really am very happy and thankful for giving me an opportunity to be with you in this good afternoon. And may be blessed. Everyone be blessed. Thank you. See you then.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Okay. Everyone, participants, I have posted the feedback link in the chat box. Please fill it up that feedback, and when you fill it up, then you will get what you call mail, which will have a certificate of webinar. Okay, so without what you call further ado, what you do, please fill up that feedback link. Please do that, okay, to get the certificate. Thank you, one and all. If you have any queries, you can ask related to feedback. Okay. Thank you.